Hey everybody, welcome back! And yes, I'm doing another book review / talk. Today I'm going to be talking about Until Friday Night by Abbi Glines, and I just want to apologize now for mispronouncing names and for looking to my right because I have a list that I wrote down, so I will not be saying in this video. At least hopefully I won't be. So let's jump into it, shall we? So it takes place in Lawton, Alabama, and the two main characters of the story are West Ashby and Maggie Carlton. Now, West is the it guy at Lawton High School. He plays football, he is handsome, to say the least. He has been really good friends with his teammates since, forever. But he is hiding a secret from them. His dad is dying of cancer, and he doesn't want them to know. Now, I get the fact that he doesn't want them to know because he doesn't want to burden them with the fact that, oh, my dad's dying. But a later point I'll explain why they don't know. And he just doesn't want to seem weak to them, but I still think he should have told them. So, Maggie, she moves in with her aunt, uncle, and cousin, Brandy, who's best friends with West and plays on the same football team. Maggie doesn't speak because 2 years prior to her moving there, she saw her dad murder her mom, and she hasn't spoken since, which is really sad. And I think I understand why. It's because she saw something horrific happen to her mother, and the last thing she said to her mom was, "I hate you," or something along that line. And the reason why she said that is because she couldn't go to a party. I mean, I kind of get it because of the fact that she's a teenager, but you still don't have to be mean to your mom and say that. Maggie and West meet at a field party on Friday night. The only reason why Maggie goes is because her aunt, Coraline, forces Brandy to take her there. So Maggie checks in with him every half hour or so that to see if he was looking for her or to see if he's left. I just said so I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. So that's where they meet, obviously. And at the same party, that's where they had their first kiss. Wes shows up and he sees Maggie just standing by a tree. And he's talking to her and she's just listening, and that's what he finds most intriguing about her. So after the party, they start getting really close, which kind of annoys a lot of the girls that West has dated. He actually wasn't dated them, he just, did the deed and left. But he keeps a couple, one around. She is in a later point as well. So Maggie starts talking softly to West, and Brandy, not Brandy. Sorry. Brady starts to notice Maggie and West getting really close. So Brady warns West not to break Maggie because she has been broken and West doesn't know what she's going through. So one day Wes takes Maggie to meet his dad, which she enjoys, and so does his dad. And then one day, one of West's exes, Serena, got a little up and personal with Maggie. West saw it and he didn't like that. He told her to back off, which she respectfully does. A while later, or a little while later, one of the two, excuse me, West's dad goes into the hospital. And it's an early morning thing. So West texts Maggie saying that his dad's in the hospital. She wakes up her aunt, uncle, and cousin. They all go. Brady tells the rest of the team about the fact that his dad is dying of cancer because he finally West told Brady and his family about the fact that his dad has cancer. And then West's dad passes away, sadly. West made a promise to him saying that he would look after his mom. Which I find is really sweet to do, but at the same time he's still a kid, despite the fact him being 18. And I just find that, yes, he wants to make sure his dad's happy and proud that he's taking care of his mom, but I still don't think that he should take on that kind of responsibility just yet. Because he still needs to get over the fact that his dad died. That's just my opinion. So, well, then Wes leaves the room that his dad was in, expecting everybody else to be gone. But the people that stayed were Brady, Nash, Ashta, again I apologize for mispronouncing names, and Riker were still there. Wes sent Maggie home, even though she wanted to stay there, but he was like, no, you've been here enough, I just need the time to myself kind of deal. So, the following morning after Wes and Maggie did the deed, Wes and Maggie are talking, and that's when Brady notices that her lips are moving, and he's like, she needs to talk to other people, not just you. Wes gets possessive over the fact that he's like, no, I want her to talk to me and me only, which I get the fact that he wants to keep the fact that she's talking to him for a while longer, but at the same time it's selfish, because she does need to open up to other people. Whether or not it's talking about what she saw, or about, it's pretty much about anything, really. So, there's this other girl that Wes dated, and her name is Rylene. She corners Meg in the bathroom and is like, oh no, he slept with me. And once he's done grieving, he's gonna come back to me and he's gonna leave you in the dust. That upsets Maggie, but she's not letting Rylene notice. And then Wes tells her to leave her alone. And Rylene's like, oh, I'm over you, even though she's actually not. And then at a party, well no, at the end of a football game, excuse me, Wes and Meg are talking, and then Rylene comes over and said, hey baby, that kind of stuff. And Wes says that he isn't hers, and then Rylene goes, oh, you're just talking to a freak. That's all she is. And then Meg stands up and says, oh, I'm not a freak, I can't talk, I just choose who I want to talk to. And I'm like, yes, you stand up for yourself, stand up against this girl who thinks her crap don't stink. And then Maggie did want to come out and be like, I'm talking again, and she wanted to have Wes there because she was there for him in his time of need, and he wanted to return the favor. So, when Riley Young's, I get to her in the third book of this series, which will be like later on type thing. Her brother is flirting with Maggie. Wes comes over and is like the possessive man, like saying, stay away from my girlfriend. And Maggie got upset over that, so Riley's brother leaves, and then Maggie's like, you can't do that, like, I don't know what we are, you never said that we were actually together, like, you're being possessive of me, and this isn't, like, what I can do, you know? So she takes a step back from that. And then the whole school finds out about the fact that Maggie broke his heart after his dad died. And then all the other girls, like, start lashing out at her. Especially Rylene. Rylene was sticking a finger in her face and about to start a fight with her when Nash comes over and breaks it up. He texts Brady saying that Maggie's gonna need an escort after her class, and then at lunch. And then Wes and Nash share the same class, because Nash sends, walks with Maggie to her next class. He gets to class late. He tells Wes what happens. Wes walks out of class and goes to Maggie's class asking her teacher to talk to, if he could talk to Maggie. The teacher allows it. And then West tells Maggie that he loves her. And Maggie reciprocates the feelings, which is really sweet. And then they started dating after that. Brady comes over and is like, oh, you have a problem staying away from her? And he goes, I do. But Brady's like, just don't break her. Because he's being the overprotective cousin. So after 2 weeks of them dating, Wes, Brady, and Maggie were at her mother's funeral. Not her mother's funeral, her mother's grave. Brady and Maggie drop Wes off once they were done visiting the grave. And then Maggie's Uncle Bone told Maggie that they found her dad dead the next morning in his cell. Maggie wasn't really upset about it because how could she be upset over the fact that her dad, who did a lot of crap, I'm not going to be getting into, you guys can probably figure out what he did to her because it's the whole domestic violence thing. I just said it, so there you go. Which is really bad to do to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a guy hurting a girl or if you're a guy hurting a woman or a woman hurting a guy. It's still wrong, and it's in my eyes and in a lot of other people's eyes, it's a huge no-no. I don't care who you are. You're not a person if you hurt another human being or animal. That's just my opinion on that. Maggie didn't really care that they found her dad dead because to her, as soon as her dad committed that horrible crime, he stopped being her father. So, again, I'll show you what it looks like. This is the cover. And I actually really, really love Abbi Glines' writing style. She's an amazing author, and I just love her to pieces. So I suggest you go read this if you want to. And yeah, that's it. So I'll try to keep up with these videos from now on. If not, I'm sorry, but I will try, I promise.